Club Angels.
Drop the bass on the propane. Bass line.
Welcome to Club Angels, the pop culture podcast of your dreams. I'm your host Kish, aka a boring Capricorn. And this week I've invited one of my faves from Instagram and Twitter. She's a writer, sex worker, and very experienced with the Twitter clapback, as I've noticed. It's Rita. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I was super drunk when was tweeting at you.
So was I.
Yeah, and I'm like, we should do a podcast together. So yeah, I'm actually stoked. I didn't even know you had a podcast. I'm like, this works out even better.
I know, right? I was just like, actually, I've already got everything prepared, so let's just do it this week. And now we're doing it. So basically what happened was I've been complaining a lot on Twitter about being undateable. This is so embarrassing. I think it's winter. I think winter's getting to me. I've been quite content just bonding with my dog, you know, eating melted cheese on my own, and suddenly I've started caring. I think I tweeted, what if I'm undateable, not because I'm ugly, but because I have a bad personality? With a Kylie Jenner pic, and you replied.
Yeah, so I have this like really crooked theory that I've like concocted myself.
Love it.
That I'm just convinced that Australian men are like the most bung fellas on the planet, and the problem with Australian fellas is that they really need to be the star of the show.
Right.
So this, I mean, like, look, this is so half-cocked and probably everyone's going to come out and like drag me to death for it. But I have
honestly, I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So I have so many friends who are like super hot, funny, smart, like really intelligent, and doing really cool shit. Like what you're doing a podcast, you know, you're studying, you're always like writing amazing stuff. Always dressed really well.
Oh, thank you. That's
and it's like
the best compliment.
They literally cannot get a root in a brothel. Like, it's fucked. Like, my friends get left on red. They like never go on dates. They'll go on a date with some subpar fella that they're like, you know what, fuck it, I'll give him a chance. And then he'll like leave them on red.
This is like my life, Rita.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I need to call like NASA or some shit and be like, Scuzzy, we need to have a discussion about what the fuck is going on over here. But I just have this theory that like I think Australia is inherently quite a misogynistic culture, and I think the men here really do feel like they need to be the star. They need to be the one who feels the most intelligent, the most successful, the most career driven. And if a woman comes along who threatens their ego and threatens their ability to feel like that they are like in the relationship, the more kind of like the one who has their shit more together or is more cool, I think they're afraid of that and they tend to reject that. And honest to God, like sometimes I look at people in relationships and I'll see some dude who's like, I don't know, like really successful and like in the arts or creative industry, and he's dating a girl that I'm like, what the fuck do you guys talk about? Like not in a mean way, but like I genuinely, like, the girl kind of looks like she's like really into Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? And the guy's wearing like a Yeezus like fucking sweater, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You know?
Yeah, that doesn't explain anything because people who like Taylor Swift and Kanye don't get along.
No.
Why do you think it's different? So like, okay, I love that like my pop culture podcast has turned into like a relationship advice podcast. This is what I'm here for. So why do you think it differs so much from like America to Australia? Because I'm confused about that.
Do you find it easier to meet guys in America?
Yeah, so when I went to America, I was shocked because I got hit on, and it was like the most confusing thing. I thought there was like a sign on my head or something, and it was just like amazing. I loved it, but when I came back into Australia, I was just like, oh, okay, I can't even get like a match on Tinder.
Literally, it's like some fucking cunt friend that you went to high school with who you're like, you know what, I smoked a cone with you in year 8, maybe I'll give it another go. And then they're like literally still living back in fucking Doncaster or whatever, and then they leave you on red, and you're like, cool. I remember like being in the States and having an NFL player try to fuck me, so whatever, I guess I'll just die alone here. Is
that what's going to happen? If I stay here, will I die alone?
No, I don't think so, but I do know what you mean. A lot of my friends who have been to the States have had just such a different experience and have come back to Australia being like, you know, I don't get it. Like over there, you know, I'm like beating away men with a fucking shit covered stick, and here I can't even get a reply. So I mean, I don't really know what the answer is. I kind of theorized that perhaps it's that, relatively speaking, like we've only had like some kind of semi-emancipation for women and just white women in the last 50 years, let alone like women of color, trans women, like LGBTQ rights. Like our society just has not caught up to, I think, to like, the way I can kind of put it is that these ideologies we've been given about dating, like men need to treat you with respect. Like you need to be dating someone who is like on your level politically, and you need to be like with somebody who doesn't treat you like trash. And that's actually really hard to find in a society that is quite misogynistic and has relatively only like, you know, it's been like 7, 8, 9, 10,000 years we've had like societies for, and we've had 50 years of relative, I wouldn't even say equal rights. I would say like some shred of human rights given to women. Yeah. Like let alone the other minorities who have like less rights. So I actually just feel like it's Australia in general is just so fucking backwards that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if things will catch up here in time. I don't know if you're meant to just reconcile with the fact that you have to then change your political leanings or change how you feel or change your expectations in a relationship to match with Australian guys, or you just go, fuck it, I'm out of here. I'm going to fucking Spain, going to America, I'm going to fucking Finland. I don't give a fuck. I'm going somewhere where people here aren't backwards hillbillies, you know?
Yeah, I totally get that actually. Like, you can't be political with someone that you meet here. People get really weird about it. Just even like DMs I've received and just like mentioning something offhandedly slightly feminist, guys are just like, haha, what do you mean? And just like get down this weird path of just like dissing me or saying something fucked up. And you're like, how did that happen? I don't even know you. Yeah,
I think there's this connotation with the idea that if you're politically minded and that I don't necessarily subscribe to all feminist ideologies. I think some of them, are problematic. But I'm left-leaning, and overall, I think that it's kind of sad that this idea that like, oh, I'm political and I'm interested and I'm passionate about these things means that I'm a sexless, like frigid, like uptight bitch. It's like, what the fuck? Like, no, what? Sorry that I don't actually like think that Trump is great. Like that must mean I don't like giving head or whatever. I don't know. Like the two somehow have correlated to being the same thing. Like you're this real fucking downer because you're not cool with racism or whatever.
Yeah, totally. It's so fucked up. And I don't understand how these people have friends.
But yeah, so my like advice to you and to any other like women who are listening or people or femmes who are listening is that like it's actually not you. Like it's genuinely not you, and it's not like you don't need to go buy another fucking self-help book or like go and do some other bullshit thing or go on a fucking diet or like whatever the fuck bullshit things they're telling you that you need to do to meet somebody, because we're living in a fucking backwards ass country where if you're successful and interesting and funny and hot, you're a threat. You're not like someone that people want to meet. You're someone that makes men feel insecure about themselves.
Yeah, amazing. I'm glad I got you on.
Yeah, that was just my very, very probo hot take. Can't wait for the men's rights activists to come out and be like, if you weren't a fucking prostitute, then maybe you might find a decent man. I'm like, oh, listen, I dated when I wasn't a hooker. It was just as shit. Like,
I don't think those guys listen to this show anyway. Yeah. They've like stayed far away from
good,
this.
Excellent, stunning.
New releases.
So most albums that have been released recently, I don't know if you've noticed, have been about 20 to 24 songs long.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, the last kind of like big album I listened to was Lemonade, and I remember that was like had quite a lot of tracks on it.
Super long.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing though. Speaking of Lemonade, Jay-Z just dropped his album. You haven't listened to it yet though, right?
No, but I have caught up on Twitter, and I saw one amazing tweet that said people were talking about sort of saying, you know, it took Jay-Z to admit that he cheated on Beyonce for everyone to believe Beyonce.
Right.
You know, and I haven't listened to the album, but I did really I was like, damn, you know, that's true. Like,
that is true.
I mean, I was always like, after Lemonade, I'm like, he definitely cheated on her.
Yeah, but people are like, oh, what if she's just like making it up for drama? For like, you know, the lyrics.
Yeah, just to get like make title really big or whatever. I'm like, no, she sounds really mad in that album. Yeah, and really hurt. So
he dedicates one song to like as a response to Lemonade. It's called 4:44. It's the title track. Apparently he wrote it at 4:44 in the morning. He like woke up and was inspired. It is a really good track. He kind of like addresses it and talks about how ashamed he feels, and it's great. I would have liked to hear more of it, but then, you know, I get it. Like it's a hard thing to talk about. Like, he doesn't have to talk about it over like 5 or 6 tracks just for his fans. The rest of the album is just like mostly dedicated to disses at Kanye.
Really? I didn't realize that Kanye and Jay-Z were not big fans of each other.
Well, they'd been friends and they've collaborated in the past. And then, I don't know if you remember, at the end of last year when Kanye was doing rants on his St. Pablo tour, the one where he famously said he would have voted for Trump. At that show, he also was just like, hey, Jay-Z, why haven't you called me? This was also after the Kim robbery, like Paris robbery. And he kind of like called out Jay-Z and was like, you know, don't kill me, man. I know you have killers, but like, just call me, bro. And then now Jay-Z is responding to that in this album. And, you know, it's kind of hard to listen to as a Kanye fan.
I personally love Kanye. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a Gemini and I just love seeing Geminis rise to the top where they belong.
Wow, okay, yeah. I was going to ask you what your star sign was, but yeah, okay, cool. He is a Gemini. Geminis are pretty successful.
Well, that's why him and Kim are such a great couple, because I think Kim's a Libra, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I just think Kanye's a genius. Like, I actually... and he, like, literally, like, I remember when... what was the album before Yeezus?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Was it that one?
Was it 808s?
I can't... oh, my God. That album is fucking amazing.
It's incredible.
It is so good. And even, like, his clothing line, like, everything he does, he's always, like, 5 steps ahead. You know, I don't know if I could listen to a whole album of Kanye disses, because I'm a pretty ride or die Kanye fan. So
you are?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Rita, I didn't know this. Okay, amazing.
I love him. He's amazing.
Well, 5 of the tracks have Kanye disses on them.
Okay.
But it's a 10-track album, so that's a lot.
Like, that's a pretty big chunk of time dedicated to dissing Kanye, considering it was like a 2-minute like outburst on stage. I wasn't going to listen to this album because I'm not a huge Jay-Z fan, but then I got asked to review it, and this guy on Instagram had seen that I was tweeting about not having listened to the Jay-Z album, and he just sent me his Facebook login details to listen to Untitled. Oh, is that a flex? Like, like, and I was just like, don't give out your Facebook password to strangers. You don't know me. What's going on? That's like a bit stranger danger. That man needs like a course in stranger danger or something. It's like, you're like, are you trying to hit on me, or are you like, you have terrible boundaries, or like, you know, you're like someone who doesn't mind a bit of cybercrime? Like, what's the go? Like, a bit of all three.
And I was like, you're not giving out your bank details out to people, are you? He's like, oh, no, I don't trust banks. I'm like,
you're
okay,
like, oh, and by the way, like, do you want to just take a photo of your credit card? Because I'd really love to get a title subscription of my own.
Calvin Harris dropped an email. Calvin Harris dropped an album.
Yeah, like Calvin Harris just dropped me an email. It was really nice.
God. Sorry, I'm just like in my head a bit too much. It's also 10 tracks long, which was great. I was a bit disappointed at first because I thought, I want more Calvin Harris. Have you listened to it yet? I
feel like I'm like the worst person you could have possibly asked to be like, have you heard this cool new music? Because I'm like, I'm over here with like my fucking Neil Young album being like, oh God, the 70s, what an era. And
I was like trying to think of the kind of music you listened to before you came in. I'm like, I feel like
I feel like a fucking nerd.
You don't know. I'm the nerd listening to like these albums like a minute after they drop.
No, I'm so into it. I actually haven't listened to much Calvin Harris, but I remember he had a couple of like really good tunes. But yeah, the music I listen to actually tends to be, oh my God, no, I'm going through this really terrible phase. I made a playlist the other day called like Fashion Keyboard. Do you remember going to Fashion Keyboard? Yeah. And
wow, trigger warning.
Yeah, literally. And it's just like all the tracks that used to pump at like Fashion Keyboard, especially, and there's some of them on them I'm like, I'm the saddest cunt alive. I'm like, I need to stop. Actually, yeah. So now I'm gonna listen to both these albums and try and move into the 21st century.
Okay, can you like drop a few tracks on the Fashion Keyboard playlist?
Oh, okay. So let me just open my Spotify. I went there when I was like 15. I'm like, how the fuck did I get into that place?
I feel like everyone there was 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and it was like so cool to have the Fashion Keyboard photo on your MySpace. You were like, yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
So on my Fashion Keyboard playlist, I have 2 on 2 by Azaelia Banks.
Wow.
I've got some Sleigh Bells on there. I've got this.
God, I forgot about that.
This fucking sick song. Do you remember when Kris dropped that album, Kris Was Here? Did you listen to that?
Is this like Milkshake era or is this like post that?
It was post Milkshake.
Okay.
And it's like this fucking sick song on it. So if anyone gets a chance to listen to it, it's like the most like underrated Kris song. It's called I think it's called Oh Shit, and it's like fucking amazing.
I'm gonna check it out.
And then there's some like LaRue on there.
Oh my god, LaRue.
Some Wiley.
I wanted to get my hair cut like LaRue's so badly, but how do you have that huge orange like faux hawk just in place on like an everyday basis?
What happened to her? Where did she go? She just disappeared.
She deserved the glow up. Like she deserves a comeback.
She does. And I have some gold frap and like, you remember that song Yell? I mean that French band Yell? It was like, it was like that real like when everyone was wearing fluoro and had like really like terrible trigger tracksuit pants on.
Oh my god, yeah.
So that's my absolutely cringe playlist.
An incredible playlist. I need a cop.
A girl comes up to me and says, "What you driving?" I said,
Hot or not?
So in this week's Hot or Not, let's start with Fyre Festival. You remember what happened with Fyre Festival, right?
I was like following that so intensely. I'm like, this is fucking loose. I'm like
So if you don't know, look, Ja Rule was involved with this festival that was just basically this incredibly bougie festival where like tickets were $12,000 a piece. It was in the Bahamas.
Yeah, they had that real cheesy promo video with like Gigi. I think it was Gigi Hadid.
Gigi Hadid, Bella Hadid was in it.
And they're all like, it was kind of like a weird perfume commercial. And then they're like running across the sands. And I'm like, oh, you guys are about to get scammed.
Like we could all feel it, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, people bought tickets and still went. It was a scam. And now the founder of Fyre Media has been arrested on account of wire fraud. He was arrested on Friday. He's 25, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was so young. He's been released on bail, but he could face up to 20 years in prison if he's found guilty. It is kind of wild.
That's wild. I mean, that festival was such a hot mess and it was just so much fun to watch. You know that meme of the lady with the video camera?
I think so.
Yeah, that was, you know the one where she has a video camera and she's like watching from afar? That was me watching Twitter after the Fyre Festival. I was just like, this is the wildest shit. Like, I cannot believe someone was like, $12,000 for a festival ticket. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Like apparently he, like the way he got funding and investors is that he bought, I think like $3,000 worth of Facebook shares and then doctored the documents. So it said he owned like 2.5 million worth of shares. So then people started investing because like, yeah, this guy's trustworthy. He has all these shares. He lied.
Yeah.
So he's like facing the consequences. I didn't think anyone would get in trouble, honestly. I thought it'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would kind of blow over and I mean, just, the whole thing was just wild. I just think it's a bit insane that people were like, yeah, I'm going to go to this festival and I'm going to literally hang out with celebs. It's like, you're not? Like, that's very unlikely.
No, like celebs were told not to go.
Yeah, they were like, P.S. It's on like a literal sand dune in the middle of the sea. We're having to send in SOS like survival packs. Perhaps don't go. They're like, skip this one, guys.
Yeah, it's just wild. But we're never going to forget Fyre Festival.
No.
But it'll be interesting to see how this case goes.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll actually go to prison. I feel like maybe, or like, how much was his bail set at again?
300,000.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I feel kind of bad for him. Like he's 25. It's like, wow, you really fucked up, dude.
Yeah, he really fucked up. He must be regretting that. I don't know. I was going to say hope it goes well, but I'm not sure how I feel.
Yeah, me either. I'm kind of ambivalent. I'm like, well, you did throw a $12,000 ticket festival to be a bougie asshole. So I'm sort of like,
why would you spend all your money on just getting Gigi Hadid to promote your festival? It doesn't make any sense.
Like, I wouldn't really go to a festival and be like, oh, you know what? That's going to be lit. Gigi goes there. Like, she looks like someone who would not be that much fun to get cooked with.
Yeah, I was saying this to someone the other day. Like, the new school of supermodels seems so boring.
So boring.
I want Naomi Campbell and Kate Moss,
Bad.
like wild bitches back.
I feel like you'd go to a party with those guys and they'd be like, oh, just one line for me. And then they're like, oh God, I get so fucked up so quick. And you're like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? You know, you're not the kind of people that are going to come out like, you know, holding like a crack pipe being like let's get fucked up, guys. We're going to get fucking off tits. Like,
yeah, they were not going to Fyre Festival at all. At all. In other hot news, 21 Savage and Amber Rose are dating.
Cool. I love Amber.
I love 21 Savage.
Yeah. I actually don't. Once again, Grandma Rita's coming out to play. I'm like, oh, 21 Savage, who's that? Like, I feel like a fucking nerd.
Please don't. But
I do love Amber. I think she is like so stunning and so gorgeous. So what's the deal?
So 21 Savage is like a cool rapper.
Mm-hmm.
He's been pretty famous, but he kind of got popularized as a meme because he has a knife tattooed on his head. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've seen this meme.
I think
it's
I
like,
have,
it's a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's him. He also started like hitting on Kylie Jenner on Twitter while she was dating Tyga for a bit.
Love it. Very into it. Very happy that relationship's ended, may I add.
So happy.
I'm
every
so glad
day
she's free of those shackles.
And now she's with Travis Scott, who's incredible.
Yeah, and they look so cute together.
So cute.
Tyga just was like real uncle daddy vibes. It was like not the one. It was just, yeah. I felt like he was holding back her career.
Same.
Yeah, like
totally.
Like really holding her back. And now she's like got a show. Her like lipstick stuff is really going well for her.
Yeah.
I'm just not keen on anyone that sort of lingers around in the background at like 26 or however old he was and was like, oh, she's almost 18. Great. It's like, are you right?
They met when she was like 15 or something like effed up like that.
I know, it's like, are you actually right? And everyone's like, oh no, it's perfectly fine. I'm like, is it though?
Yeah,
is it okay to groom like an impressionable 15-year-old and then turn them into your partner the second they become legal? I don't know. That doesn't quite sit right with me.
So messy. In other like bad news, weird news, I don't know if it's bad, Iggy Azalea and Azaelia Banks are making music together. That
is like the most unexpected thing I think anyone's ever told me.
So Iggy Azalea, this was a very hard article to read because they just kept referring to like both of them as Azaelia instead of just their first name. I'm like, please. So Iggy Azalea tweeted, public service announcement, Azaelia is going to be on DD, which is her new album. We're collaborating. Burn your wigs now or preserve them in your freezer for release day. Okay, Iggy
Azalea write that? Oh my God, I'm going
to say yes, because it makes no sense.
Okay. I have a lot of questions about that. I mean,
I don't have the answers, Rita. Yeah. I don't.
I fucking love Azaelia Banks. I know she says some probo shit, but you know what? Like, she's a fucking woman of color, like out there doing her thing, like in a really like, you know, respect. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, like look, we all fuck up, we all say some shit. She said sorry, she's like gone and dealt with it. And like, I reckon it would be really fucking hard being like her being so young and she got like thrust into the spotlight so quickly.
Totally.
And she's actually like really fucking talented. Like 212 is like a solid song. Like I can listen
it still sounds good.
It still sounds good. After when did it come out? Like 4 or 5 years ago?
So long ago.
Yeah, and she's got amazing style. Like she's sick, but I'm like really surprised that they're doing an album together. Like what PR person was like, hey, you know what'd be a cool stunt? Why don't we get the two of you guys in a room together? I'm like, whose idea
That's exactly what happened. Like there's no other way this would happen. I just wonder why Azaelia Banks is doing it.
Yeah, I
get Iggy. Like Iggy will do anything.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, it's weird.
Are we allowed to be like probo and talk about how, am I allowed to be probo and be like, I don't really vibe Iggy Azalea?
No, that's totally acceptable. Yeah.
I'm just
she's fucked up. I hate her.
She's fucked up, man. Like, it is literally like people in America and around the world must be like, what the fuck is wrong with Australia? It's like Steve Irwin and like Iggy Azalea. They might be like, I'm never going to that fucking island. It looks like a madhouse.
It is though.
Yeah.
As we established earlier.
Yeah, it is. She's super fucked. And like, her music is actually like, I don't know what happened. I remember when she first did her mixtape, like, what was Ignorant Art, and she did Pussy and My World, and they were.
I remember like reading about it, but I never listened.
Yeah, I remember listening to it and being like, you know what, this is okay. This is like when it was on. She started off on YouTube or something, and I was like, heard one, and then all her music was just like really bad, and then she was awful, like super racist and like just appropriating.
The fake American twang she puts in her voice is like hurts me.
It's like, Dals, you're from rural New South Wales.
Right?
Like, time to fucking wrap it up, you know?
And yeah, she got like, I don't know if you've seen any of her Snapchats. Like, I've seen them just on like goss websites. But she's like tries to talk like she has an American accent.
That's
and it's
really
just,
cringe.
Like, it's really embarrassing.
Oh, that's just, I'm just a hard pass. I am intrigued to see. I actually hope that this. Well, I don't give two flying fucks about Iggy Azalea and her hot mess music career, but I am excited to see Azaelia Banks come back with like a fucking sick album and like tour and just be like amazing. I think she just needed some time off and stuff, like, and then, you know, come back. And she's a Gemini as well, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So that's why I like her.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got to stick together.
Geminis get a lot of flack, right?
Yeah, we do. We're such a hated star sign. I'm like, we're actually sick.
Geminis and Scorpios.
Oh, Scorpios can get fucked. They are not in the same category as us. Those people are sociopaths.
Yeah, I'm actually quite scared of Scorpios. I can't lie.
Yeah, Scorpios can absolutely get in the bin.
So Game of Thrones have announced that they're doing movie-length episodes for their final season.
Oh, like every episode is a movie length?
Yeah. Thoughts? Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I do. I had a boyfriend a couple of years ago who was like really into it. And I'm like, this is a lame ass show. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, this is kind of homoerotic. Why is everyone's dick always out? It's like, have you seen the South Park episode where they do Game of Thrones?
I actually have seen the South Park episode, but I've never watched Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So I probably miss things.
Yeah.
But I love South Park.
People who are really into Game of Thrones are full blown like obsessed. There's like the creepiest there's these two really creepy Reddits which my boyfriend at the time was into. I'm so glad I dumped him. If you're listening to this, it was the best decision I ever made. So grateful. And he was like obsessed with going on these fucking Reddit forums about like, it was like for people, these people are insane, man. They read like all the Game of like the Song of Fire and Ice, whatever the fuck they're called, books, and then they like sit around and like try to like piece together like, oh, what was George R.R. Martin thinking with this character? It is fried. I'm like, can you get a better hobby? Like, so, but on that note, yeah, I am excited to like switch my brain off and watch a movie length episode of Game of Thrones because I enjoy escapism. So yeah.
That's just like too long for a season. Like, how many episodes are they doing?
I think they have to squeeze a lot of content into this season. But yeah, it is a bit like, I do kind of hate myself low-key for liking this terrible fucking show. I'm like, I blame my ex-boyfriend for making me watch it and smoking a shitload of weed and then getting into it.
Yeah, I love telling like Game of Thrones fans that I've never watched it and I never will, and they are genuinely offended.
What freaks?
Yeah, no, totally, you're right.
They're fucking weirdos.
Kardashian Time.
So, who's your favorite Kardashian?
I actually find it really hard to pick, but I think it's like I actually think it's like I think it's Kris.
I love Kris.
I love Kris so much. She's the only Scorpio I like.
Oh, she's a Scorpio?
Yeah, I'm like the weirdo who knows all their star signs.
No, this is like, this is perfect. I need someone to know everyone's star signs because I like knowing people's star signs.
Well, I think Chloe's a Cancer, Courtney's an Aries, Scott's a Gemini, Rob is a Pisces. And
Rob is such a Pisces.
Rob is just like boozing, drinking, pill popping, like sad ass Pisces man.
Yeah.
God love him. Hope he doesn't do an Elvis soon. Like, we'd like to see you a bit longer, Rob.
Yeah.
And who else is oh my God, do you know who's a Capricorn? Caitlyn.
Really?
Yeah, Caitlyn's a Capricorn.
No one likes Caitlyn.
I know. It's because Caitlyn's so mean
Caitlyn's
to Kris.
so mean.
Like,
oh
so
my
mean to
God.
Kris.
I really want to read Caitlyn's book.
I know, but
I feel like it'd be boring.
Yeah.
but I want to see the disses.
Yeah, me too. But I'm also
Yeah.
like, I can't do that to someone who do that to Kris. But I do. I want some. Maybe I just need to go on Goodreads and find out like what. Just like read the abridged version of like what the bad shit that she said about Kris was.
Yeah, I read like a tiny excerpt, and it just seemed mostly sad and not a diss at Kris. But I don't know. I didn't read the entire thing. My favorite Kardashian is Kim. I don't need to say that. I think everyone knows that. Have you had a look at her makeup that she released?
It looked kind of cool, but I feel like the packaging is that thing where everyone is like, the packaging's weird, but then like with like Kim being, you know, with Kanye, and Kanye's like a fucking creative genius, people are going to look at that packaging in a year and be like, damn, that was, you know what, that was good packaging and it was really on point. And because it's not cool yet. Does that make sense?
No, I get it. I get it. I thought it was weird that people liked Kylie's packaging because it's just like black with some big lips on it, and it seemed kind of like Tumblr X, like Cotton On kind of shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Whereas Kim's was like really chic and like kind of like space agey and cool.
Yeah.
And look, you know what? I think it's the same deal as what happens. Like people weren't ready for it yet.
Yeah, I'm into that. Apparently she invited a bunch of bloggers to review her makeup, and one blogger didn't give an entirely positive review, and Kim just straight up didn't post it.
Sick. I love it. She's like, get fucked. Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm Kim Kardashian. This doesn't happen.
I know, that's fab. I'm into it. You know what? People rag on her all the time. I'm so about that. I'm just like, I'd be like, who are you? Like, where did you blow in from? I'm like, take that bad review and get out of here. I mean, I love that she's such a diva and she just owns it.
Yeah, I do love Kim Kardashian. What do you think about everything that's going wrong with the Kardashians recently? Because it seems like bad thing after bad PR thing just keeps happening.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's gotten into Kris. Like,
yeah, I was thinking this. What's going on, Kris?
Because
like,
it's not them doing it. It's Kris. Kris is like the mastermind, which is why I love her. But it just feels like everything they've done. Okay, I don't know if you watched that episode. It was like this really confusing episode recently where they where Kendall invited this prince, a gay prince from India.
Yeah.
And it just felt like I was like, what's happening here?
So bizarre.
What's the message? What are we trying to talk about? Are we talking about queerness? Are we talking about race? Are we talking about like I felt really tacked on, and like it didn't feel.
I felt bad for him.
Me too. I was listening to his story, and I think one of my friends mentioned it to me, like some of the ways that Kendall was describing India were kind of probo as well too. Yeah, and it was just like this really uncomfortable thing, and I'm like, I think it's really great that you guys were like, we need to have a discussion about being gay, but I was just confused about the context.
Yeah, it did seem really tacked on. It did seem really forced and weird.
Seemed, forced and disingenuous. Like it wasn't like, hey, it just was like, hey, do you want to come on this show? Because I think for me, it felt like, this is my theory, it felt like they needed to talk about Caitlyn, and so but they couldn't just spend the entire episode talking about Caitlyn. And so it's like, maybe you guys could have had like a more cooler and kinder way of like interacting with this man, talking about his very traumatic experience.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe just like some different, like I don't know.
They're just like, oh my God, I love your clothes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing?
Like,
what's going on?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is happening? And they're like having a weird salad out the backyard with this like prince of India but like they're having like a ranch salad, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It was like really fucked up and messy.
Yeah.
And I think it was really disappointing that Kendall was on like on the cover of like Indian Vogue.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's also a problem with India and like colorism and stuff. But it was just like so disappointing. It was her of all white people.
Yeah.
Like, why Kendall? Why now?
I you know what? I feel like that. I know that Kendall's meant to be the model, one of the family, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like, yeah, she's really beautiful and everything, but I'm kind of like, oh, did she need to be on the cover of Indian Vogue?
Yeah,
I don't know. Because like you see like there's stunning women from India, like who's that actress that I'm absolutely obsessed with? It's like Aisha Ray or something.
Oh, Aishwarya Rai. I love her too.
Oh my God. I die. I'm like, she is the most beautiful woman on earth.
Her face is like straight up fucked up. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
I just
how are
can't-
you real?
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with the Kardashians. I don't know why they've gone. Like, also Khloe says really probo shit about sex workers all the time, and
I
it's made me
can't
not
deal
like
with-
her anymore.
Khloe is fucked. She does say really fucked up things about sex workers. her whole interaction with Caitlyn when Caitlyn was going through her transition was really uncomfortable to watch. She was like, but what about me? And it's just like, okay.
It's like, what about you?
You're fine, babe. Like, relax.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recently saw she like stole some designs for this black designer.
I saw that. That was fucked. Like literally
line.
was like, hi, I'd love to get some samples, and then made them. It's like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. So it wasn't enough that you like ripped off. Like, I can't even, like, the cornrows. Like, there's just been
Chloe's like too much.
Chloe needs to someone needs to send her to like, I don't even know. Like, is there a class that she can go to learn about how to not be a fucked cunt for 5 minutes? Yeah, she's fucked. And she says really awful shit about sex workers all the time. Like, she uses the word like hoe, and like when she tried to drag Amber on Twitter about being a stripper.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Do you remember
and I was
that?
like, that's not okay. Like, what the fuck? She's like, haha, I love like standing up for my sisters. I'm like,
it's like,
no.
oh yeah, well, not everyone had a rich lawyer dad. Like Amber and China literally like stripped at the club, made their money,
Totally.
like fucking looked after themselves, like took care of their shit. It's like, yeah, not everyone had a rich dad, Chloe. So like, fuck off.
And then she's like sitting there calling herself like Chloe Money.
Oh, that was so cringe. I was just like, oh, we're turning into ragging on Chloe now. But it's like,
Look, I've been waiting for someone to talk to about this.
Because I love them all, but I used to love Chloe and think that she was like so cool and like really like genuine and legit. And then I don't know what happened. She just became fucking mean.
Yeah.
Just mean and probo. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
It does really suck, but they just, I feel like maybe it's the fact that they've lost touch. Like the Kardashians must have just lost touch recently because they all are the same people they were, but just worse versions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's really bizarre.
I think that like I actually just think they all need to really like get a grip and stop taking away from other people's like cultures and existence, and you know, and also like just be more socially fucking aware. Like the Pepsi commercial, the t-shirt thing.
Okay, we need to talk about the t-shirts.
Oh.
Okay, so if you don't know, Kendall and Kylie released a line of vintage t-shirts on their website. They featured, I think it was like Biggie, The Doors, Tupac, Pink Floyd, like a bunch of like iconic artists, and then superimposed their faces and like logos like KK over them, like Kendall, Kylie. The t-shirts were selling for $125.
That's wild.
I don't think they got licensing or like permission from
yeah.
anyone, and most of the like shirts sold out before anyone noticed like the horrible things that were happening because teens.
Oh my God.
Right?
I remember, didn't Biggie's mother went on Instagram and actually said, well, no, they had no licensing from the estate. These are nothing to do with my son. And it's like and Tupac, and like putting like just like, what the fuck were they thinking? At what point are you like, you know what, I reckon it'd be a really good design, I'm gonna get the fucking Mona Lisa and I'm gonna like just put a fucking selfie of my ass on it and I'm gonna shove it on a t-shirt. I don't even know, like that to me is like defacing fucking art. Like you took a picture of like Biggie Smalls and put your fucking photo over the top of it. Like, are you fucking right?
And like, where was Kris? Like, surely Kris would have known this is bad.
You know what? Kris is just like, fuck it, I'm 67. I fucking had enough. I've set you cunts up for life. I'm out of here. I'm going off with my hot boyfriend and I'm sitting on a fucking island and I'm having a couple of glasses of wine. And meanwhile, this fucking chaos is unrolling. I feel like Kris is just like, maybe she's just like having a timeout, and meanwhile
like I just want to know what's going on.
But then part of me is like, maybe Kris knows that it's going to be so controversial that she's like, do it. Like,
oh no, this is edgy Kris Jenner.
Yeah,
like, are we getting edgy Kris Jenner?
I know. I'm like, Kris, don't be probo for the sake of like publicity, please.
You don't need to be if you're a Kardashian or a Jenner.
I mean, and you know, Kim was like really great about the Armenian genocide and like having that piece published in like, what was it, the New York?
I think it was the New York Times.
And like, and she has been overall pretty, I feel like, pretty political and active and stuff. And so it's just like, do they not have conversations with each other? You know, like,
no idea.
It's wild. So yeah, I'm really glad that everyone was like, take these t-shirts off. They're insanity. You guys are fuckwits.
And I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter, but like Kendall and Kylie like fan accounts have been officially unstanning. So they've started doing these giant threads about all the promo shit they've been doing over the years and like, we've had enough.
Oh wow. Oh my god, I'm so excited to go read these.
Maybe I need to send you some because they're so funny. They're just like, okay, we should have just like unstand here, and they'll like send like, you know, share some like fucked video where they did something effed. But yeah, it's like so effed. Like I didn't actually realize how fucked up they've been for so long because I don't really follow Kendall and Kylie very closely.
Yeah.
And I feel like not many people do had until now.
Yeah. Well, apparently Kylie also, there was a big bather set, like her camo bikini was ripped off another designer as well too, who sent her samples. Just like I
sent her samples. There are emails of this exchange before you release a clothing line. It's just like, and you think it's fine?
I know. It's like, why do you think that's okay? Like, what part of you is like, you know what, that's fine. I'll just take from this independent designer and call it my own. Like, and you expect that like in this age of screenshots and that you're not going to get found out. They're like, haha, they'll never know. It's like, I literally have a timestamped email.
Yeah. Maybe they just feel like they're untouchable because they've got so much money.
Yeah.
Well, lawyers representing the Doors have confirmed that they'll be pursuing a lawsuit against Kendall and Kylie.
Sick.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, it's awesome. That'll be juicy to watch.
It'll be very juicy to watch. But yeah, someone needs to sort out Kendall and Kylie. Like, I've had enough.
Yeah, I've had enough too. I'm just like, I feel, and I think they're both Leos, aren't they? I know
Kylie's definitely Leo.
Kylie's a Leo.
I wonder if Kendall, let's look.
I wonder what Kendall's star sign is.
Yeah, because she's like the boring one I don't care about.
Yeah, same.
Okay. She's a... Oh, this is really annoying. You know, websites just don't...
Oh, she's Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Does it say that? Oh, yeah, she's a Scorpio. Oh, she's evil.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know she was a Scorpio.
She's maybe like one of those quiet Scorpios.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd like for them to sort it out. I think I used to really care about them and now I don't. I'm just more interested. I really just am interested in Kim.
Same. Yeah. Kim's just been the safe choice from the get-go.
Yeah.
And you know what? Courtney, we don't talk enough about Courtney just being chill in a mansion, happy with her kids, her 24-year-old boyfriend.
Oh, she has a boyfriend now?
Yeah, he's really hot. I think like he's like an ex-boxer but turned model.
Yeah, amazing. That's so awesome.
Yeah, and she's just quiet. She just loves interior design. And it's like pretty hard to be probo when it comes to interior design. So I think she's safe. You know?
These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I can say, my chick on the side says she got one on the way.
Confessions.
So I was going to start confession off with asking about your star sign, but you've already given it away.
I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. Does you want to know? I'm actually a Gemini. As a Gemini.
What do you like about being a Gemini?
You know what? We actually people... I think it's weird. People never talk about Geminis and sex. Like, I actually recently, when I was away in Thailand, I met this hot as fuck dude at my hostel. And I was like, what's your star sign? As I always ask. And he's like, I'm a Gemini. And I was like, shut up. And it turned out he was like born the day before me. And we had like a really great date and amazing sex because Geminis are super into foreplay. And so
I didn't know this.
We had like the littest sex. And I'm like, no one talks about how good Geminis are in bed. Like we're really good at dirty talk because we're communicators. And we're also like really into foreplay. And like, and we're also like kind of commitment-ophobes. So we're like, we're good for a good old fucking chuck, really.
Well, and you Geminis are really flirty.
Yeah, we are.
Kind of non-committal.
Yeah.
But fun, like a fun time.
Yeah, fun time. Gemini men are bastards though. Like if you're like, yeah, they're great, but they're bastards. Like I think it's the same. Like Capricorn men are like Satan to me, but I think Capricorn women are the only ones who can handle Capricorn men.
Wow, so I'm stuck with them because like no one else will want them.
No, I think they're super amazing and like they're great lovers and like they're really like you have intelligent conversation with them and they're usually quite dry and witty, but they're fucking cunts.
Right. I don't think I've met many Capricorn men.
You should date a Capricorn man. As someone who one of my friends is a Capricorn girl, Capricorn woman, and she's like honestly, Capricorn man, Capricorn woman is like one of the best matches in astrology. Wow,
really? Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'll look into it. I'll let you know how it goes. Who's your current celebrity crush?
I don't know. I kind of thought the guy from American Gods was like super hot. Like, have you watched it?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. He's like old and scary looking. And I don't know what's wrong with me.
I was going to type in American Gods, old and scary looking.
He's like one of the lead gods. And
That guy?
yeah, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? But in the show, he's just kind of like weird and I don't know. He's kind of hot.
Okay.
But
I've heard that show's really hot. Is it good?
It's actually really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I have a fucked up taste in men. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Don't apologize. I recently told people on the show that as a kid I used to have a crush on Simon Cowell.
Oh, but yeah, he's kind of like, I kind of get it though.
Oh my God, you get it. Thank you. People went silent when I told them. It was like, no, let's laugh together.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Because he's got this like dry, fucked up, like he's just like a cunt. Do you know what I mean? He's like a real cunt on the show.
Maybe he's a Capricorn man.
Maybe,
thoughts.
yeah, maybe he is. But because he's just like a real cunt and it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like funny and a cunt. Hi, sign me up. I'm like me, dating advice.
What's your most prized possession?
I'm a real materialistic fucking capitalist asshole.
Hit me
so
up.
I'm probably going to say my Givenchy bag is like, but also my other favorite thing that's like not something like, you know, materialistic, would probably be like, just like letters and things that my friends have given me, like letters and photos. Those like if the house was on fire and it was like the box of my Givenchy bag or the box of the, you know, little photos and things, I'm like, fuck the bag, whatever, you know.
Letters are really underrated.
Yeah, they're nice.
Best thing you've picked up at Kmart?
What was the best thing I picked up at Kmart?
Sorry, I clearly like lurked your Twitter.
Oh, dude, I am fucking obsessed with Kmart. Like,
so am I. I actually love it. I go in there like once every few weeks and just spend like an hour just like going through everything because you always find something good.
It's the most calming place on the planet. Like, I literally go there and I have a cigarette and a coffee and then like get like some like new tracksuit pants and a polar fleece blanket and I'm like, I just feel so luxurious. I feel I'm spoiling myself today. Yeah, my favorite thing I've gotten from Kmart would probably be like, I don't know, probably just like the really cute, oh my God, I have these amazing big white fluffy cushions at the moment and I feel like Kim Kardashian when I have them on my bed.
The Kmart ones?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
They're like a really nice creamy fluffy colour. They're really pretty.
Yeah, I got like this really cute like mirror from Kmart that's like copper on one side and like kind of reddy on the other.
Oh, nice.
And it's really cute for Instagrams.
Yeah, love it.
And what's your favorite album of 2017 so far? But I feel like I'm dissing you now because you literally just said that you don't.
Well, actually, I've been listening to like, what have I been playing over and over again? I actually been playing Rodriguez' Cold Fact, like, which is this amazing like 1970s album by this guy Rodriguez who was from America, and he was like a really like a blue, I think it was like a real blue collar worker, and he was just not getting. This album is incredible, and he just never got recognition from kind of like the American public, but then he blew up in South Africa, which is really interesting.
Oh shit, I think I've heard about this.
Yeah. And so I've been listening to Cold Fact on repeat, which is also a great album to fuck to. Yeah.
So that's the show for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming on, Rita.
Thanks for having me, man. It was really fun.
It was really fun. It's like nice to talk to someone who's into star signs.
Yeah. Like literally any chance I can to like talk about star signs, I'm like, they're real, I swear.
Make sure to subscribe on iTunes, plus you can like us on Twitter and Instagram. It's just We Are Club Angels, and on Facebook we're Club Angels Poncho. Rita, do you have anything you want to plug?
No. I have 0 creative projects on at the moment, but you can go on my blog if you ever want to catch up and like read my musings about, you know, men and sex and all that kind of stuff, because it's, you know, usually me at like 2 a.m. just typing it all out.
And what's your blog?
So my blog is Rita Writes, so Writes WRITES.blog.
Cool. Well, thank you so much again.
Thanks, dolls.
And thank you for listening. Okay, bye.